Hi everybody. Today I'm going to be showing you how to clone objects so we can create pictures quickly. I'm also going to show you how to order different pictures within the objects so that we can make sure that everything looks correct while creating our images. Here's an example of one that I've made earlier where it's the same picture but I've just cloned it and reshaped it in slightly different ways. Just a quick reminder in case you need it. In order to change the size of our page, if we go to File and Document Properties, you can alter the height and width of your page so that it suits your picture that you're making. We've also got the Selector tool, which I'm on right now, E for ellipse, which allows us to draw different oblong circles, and also we've got R, which allows us to draw different rectangles as well. So let's start by clicking the Selector tool. I'm going to erase everything that I've done so far. First thing I want to do is press E, select the ellipse tool over here, and I'm going to draw the face. Now you'll see it says path, and for you it might say path 1. It doesn't really matter. I'm going to double click that and I'm going to rename it face. Press enter. Some of yours might come out completely black at the moment. If you select the fill and stroke tool and you're on fill, that's absolutely fine. Just select the hue that you want, the saturation, the lightness. If it's black, it might be because you've got no lightness there. Make it the shade that you want. Stroke style, would you like it thicker? The outline, would you like it thinner? Stroke paint, I'm going to stick with black for mine. I'm happy with that. Once I've got that shape, I'm going to press Ctrl and D or right hand click and go to duplicate over here, Ctrl and D, and you'll see it's created another face in the layers and objects menu. That's not going to be a face, it's actually going to be an eye. So I'm going to rename it eye, press enter, fills and strokes, and I want this one to fill completely black, so I'm just altering the lightness now so it's completely dark. One there, Control and D, drag it over here. I'm going to then select the face either through the layers and objects, or you can click on the object and it will highlight. Can you see when I click on different ones, it highlights different objects. Press Control and D. Now you'll think it's gone blank, but it's not. It's created a new face on top. I'm going to call that the nose. Press enter. And if I drag away the nose and just resize it ever so slightly, put it on top, fine, we're starting to get something that looks a bit like a pig nose. Select these. A bit thinner. And just call that one nostril, and that one nostril 2 as well. We also need a mouth. I'm just going to stretch that out, and that will do for my pig mouth. It's not the best, but it will do. It's worth pausing at this point. Forgot to press enter. Mouth, enter. It's worth pausing at this point and getting to that point before we continue. When you're ready, we can move on. So we're missing some ears, and we want those to go behind. In the layers and objects over here, everything's ordered in terms of what's on the top and what's behind. So if we drag one of the eyes behind the mouth, behind the face, it disappears. We want it towards the top. So if I click and hold it and drag it back up, we can see it again because it's further up the pecking order, the object order. Right, let's create some ears. I'm going to take the face. I'm going to press Ctrl and D. I'm going to rename this one ear. Press enter, and I'm going to just shrink it ever so slightly. Well, not so slightly. I'm shrinking it quite a lot, I suppose. And there we go. And I'm just going to rotate it a little bit on that side. Now, right now, that's on top of everything. We can change that very easily. Before I do that, I'm just going to make it a little bit lighter. And I'm going to click and drag it to the bottom. Great. Control and D, rotate it the other way. Again, it's come out on top. Click, drag it to the bottom. Most programs tend to presume that what you do first, you want to the back, and what you do last, you want to the front. Okay, once I've got that all now, and I'm happy with it, make sure S is selected, highlight the whole thing, and then you've got two choices. We can either right and click on group down here, or I prefer a keyboard shortcut because I find it quicker. Highlight the whole thing, Control and G. And now you'll see it's combined everything together. It's still there, it's in this drop down menu. We're going to call that pig 1. All right. So now I can either highlight the whole thing that's grouped together as pig 1, or I can just press that. I want it grouped again. Let's go again. Pig 1. Grouped it twice. Probably don't need to do that. Probably should have just grouped it once. That's fine. If we go to Control and D, it creates a new group. It's a new pig as well. A little bit smaller. Control and D. Another one. Rotate it a little bit in a different way. There we go. And now I've got my little pig collage. Another thing you can do is, can you see these buttons here? You can also flip them in different ways to make them look slightly different. This is what happens in a lot of video games. To save memory, rather than creating lots of different trees, you might have 3 or 4 trees that the computer has to remember, and it just shrinks them. It changes the properties of some of the leaves, what they look like, or maybe rocks in video games, there's only so many of them, and they shrink them, they alter the proportions, and then it looks like there's plenty more than there actually is in real life of the object that you've made. So have a go at creating your own collage. It doesn't have to be a pig. It was just a quick example to have a go at, and share them with the teacher and share them with me. I'm looking forward to seeing them all. Thank you.